What's up, everyone? How you doing? This is Michael Spence coming to you with another big bro advice. So I had to really feel a need to touch on this topic. A lot of people were telling me like, yo, Mike, I did my part. Like, yo, I'm doing everything I could. Why I'm not receiving what I need to receive? Like, if God is real, why is I'm not receiving the blessings that I pray for? And I probably have an answer to your questions. See, the reason why you didn't inherit the throne is because the people in your kingdom don't feel like royalty. I'm going to run that back for you because I think you may have missed it. The reason why you haven't inherited the throne because the people in your kingdom don't feel like royalty. And I'm going to start with the first people in your kingdom that I think you need to tap into, and that's your parents. I walk around all the time and I see a lot of young kids disrespecting their parents, like as if they didn't give birth to you. Now, I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that, I was a perfect kid. As you already heard, I went to 8 high schools. My mother sat through a lot of principals crying, saying, Mike, will you please get it together? Mike, would you please stop? Mike, can you please? You're hurting me. And I was. My mother had high blood pressure. I was basically pushing her into a grave. It wasn't until I stopped and said, you know what? I'm going to step up to the plate. I'm going to upgrade my game. And I'm going to knock it out the park so I can help my mother out. And that's what I want to talk to you guys here today. A lot of you guys are complaining about who your parents are. You're not honoring your parents. And in the Bible it says, honor thy parents. They say honor thy good parents or honor thy bad parents. A lot of you are conditional people where you only want to love your parents when they're giving you what you want. I want you guys to really start taking into accountability that listen, this is my mother, this is my father. And in order for me to reach the dreams, in order for me to unlock the things that God had for me, I had to start treating them like royalty. And the problem is that the reason why you don't feel like kings and queens yourself is because your parents are speaking to the king and queen in you, but they feel like peasants around you. How does that work? And I'm going to tell you guys what the biggest problem is. A lot of you watch TV, and a lot of you are saying, you know what, man, my life would be better if I had a dad like that. Or my dad was even around. Man, my life would be so much better if my mother was around. Or if she wasn't on that drug, or if she didn't have this problem, or we weren't in so much debt. God knew what he was doing when he gave you those parents. God's your coach. He recruited you to be on the team. And he knew the characteristics, the capabilities that your parents have. Stop trying to make your parents fit a role that God didn't make them to have. They were role players in your life. But you want your parents to be able to do all this stuff that they're not meant to do. If your parents want to, I think they would. But a lot of you are going to the sideline saying, you know what, listen, I'm not going to get in the game because my dad's not here. I'm not going to get in the game because my mother is not always here. She works 2 jobs. She can't be there for like everyone else. Listen, guys, I could have easily ran to the sideline and said, I'm not getting in the game. My mother could never make it to none of my games. My dad wasn't around. But you think I'm going to stop playing my game because one player on my team wasn't there? That's when you got to change your mindset. You got to actually upgrade your game. So the next thing I want to talk to you guys about is upgrading your game. See, guys, it's real simple when I talk about this. A lot of you are on the 2013 you, 2011 you, 2014 you, and you expect to receive the best out of this year. I'm going to share a story with you guys. My grandmother, God rest her soul, every time me and my sisters or my aunt get a new phone, we'll bring it into like, Grandma, look at my phone, look what it could do. And she's like, oh man, Mike, that's amazing. Can you get my phone to do it? I'm like, Grandma, like, your phone has snake on it. It's no color on it. I'm like, how could I help your phone do what my phone doing? So in order for my grandmother to see the features that I was seeing on my phone, she had to do what? She had to upgrade herself. She had to upgrade her phone. The reason why a lot of you are not reaping the rewards that everyone else around you is not seeing because you're not upgrading yourself. You're not reading the books. You're not going to the seminars. You're not staying after class. You're not putting in extra work after practice. You're still operating on the same version of you. And you're expecting to reap the same rewards. Listen, guys, if you get an iPhone 3, you can hold that middle button all you want. Siri's not going to come. If you guys sit back here and keep thinking that, you know what, man, forget that. I'm going to just keep doing what I'm doing and expect different results. Nothing changes if nothing changes. If you want to keep getting what you're getting, keep doing what you're doing. Now listen, it costs you nothing to be nothing, but it's going to cost you everything in you to be everything that you dream to be. Really sit back and upgrade your life and do whatever it takes. Now the next thing I want you to do is after you're willing to say, you know what, I'm going to upgrade my life, I'm going to step up to the plate, I want you guys to do this for me. I want you to knock it out the park. Like, don't just sit back and don't just sit back and say, I just want to get on base. I want you to knock it out the park. Listen, guys, you don't wish for a better life. You make a better life. You got to make sure that you got to take into accountability all the things that you want to be in life. Man, listen, I'm trying to tell you right now, when I was sitting back, I was wishing that some schools would call me. I was wishing I'd get my degree. I was wishing I'd get out of high school. It wasn't until I honored my mother and said, Mom, we're not going to remain like this. I'm sorry I didn't speak to the queen in you. Until I stopped saying, you know what, man, I hate my dad because he's not here. I love you, Dad. And no matter what, I'm going to be the best son that I can. In that pursuit, my dad became a better father. So it wasn't until I honored my parents, until I stepped up to the plate, so listen, this is my life. This is my 24 hours. I am full in control of it. I'm not going to go to the bench because this person is not in my life, because this person doesn't want to be here. This is my life. I step up to the plate. I upgrade my game because I knew that I could not get where I wanted to get on the old me. That's called insanity, doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. So after I upgrade my game, now it's time to knock it out the park. Listen, guys, man, this really gets me tight because a lot of people pray to God like, God, please, God, please just get me to the school. God, please just get me on the team. You work hard. You put in all these hours in the gym. Then when the lights is on, you don't perform. How backwards is that? This lady in my church said something to me. She said, Mike, don't pray for something if you're not willing to be the answer. A lot of you are saying, you know what, I'm ready for this, Mike. I'm hungry for this, Mike. This is my moment, Mike. And then when the lights come on, you shy in the background. Listen, you worked your whole life for this. This is your moment. But the problem with a lot of you is that you think your moment's going to come looking like the Oscars or come looking like Beyonce or something. I promise you, opportunity will not come looking like your WCW. It will not come looking like your MCM. Opportunity is going to come looking like failure. It's going to come looking like adversity. And if you quit, and if you only see the adversity, if you only see the opposition, you will never see the opportunity. Listen, guys, every day I face a challenge. Every day I face opposition. But I'm locked in on an opportunity. I know that I have what it takes. I put in too much work not to knock it out the park. So, guys, what I want you to do from here on out is I want you to make sure whatever you got to do, I bring my mother's roses. I said, Mom, I love you. You're beautiful. Here's a rose. I'm honoring my parents. I call my dad, not when I just want money, even though I'm a grown man now, but I call him just to say, hey, Dad, what's up? I love you. Now, I know that you have every reason not to honor your parents, but that'll show God that you're ready to inherit the throne. I want you to step up to the plate. This is your game. I want you to upgrade your game. Get the books. They said you want to hire something great from an average person, put it behind a challenge. And the reason why you're not getting to nowhere you want to go, because that challenge is too big for you. And behind it is something great. Upgrade your game. Don't sit on the sideline. This is our year. And let's get ready to knock it out the park. Jackie Robinson had a clause in his contract that said no matter what happens, if someone called him the N-word, spit on him or whatever, he has to keep playing. I never knew that. That's what I want a lot of you guys to do. I don't care what your race, your color, or your creed is. I want you to keep playing. I want you to know the person in the stands. I want you to know the fact that some people on your team, just like Jackie Robinson, don't even want you on their team. That your parent may have said you're a mistake. That I don't love you. You're not even mine. I want you to block all that out. Step up to the plate. Knock it out the park. And most importantly, when you get out there in that game of life, don't be invisible. Be invaluable. I see you guys next week. Try.